Here we are, a brand new Star Wars series is playing at the same time as a Marvel series, The Lord of the Rings and House of the Dragons, and we have the first 3 episodes of Cassian Andor's Andor, the brand new Star Wars series, out now. First 3 episodes. Let's dive into these with spoilers. If you need a place to come talk this every week, I'm going to be here crazy at midnight talking this with you, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button as well as leave your thoughts down below. Obviously, I've given my non-spoiler reactions to this show so far leading into the premieres, and I can't say this enough, just to reiterate how well this show is written, how well this show feels. And, you know, there's not much that I can really just put into a 60-second reaction or a non-spoiler review, but there's something that I really come to fruition because now I've rewatched the first 3 episodes twice now, and I think they're perfect. To the nitty-gritty, like, I don't have too many complaints with this series, but as an origin story for Cassian Andor, those first 3 episodes are just great. The build-up, because the second episode, you're like, all right, I'm feeling this out. You get to that 3rd episode, and it's just stunning. From the editing to the technical achievements all in there, and the build-up to it all is how everything really culminates in there. And it's wonderful. And one of the things that they've really talked about throughout this entire series within interviews is how they wrote the episodes in 3 arc blocks. So first, second, and then the 3rd episode is usually that big bombastic one, and this really much felt like this, and this is kind of the start of the rebellion for Cassian Andor's character, and I think that's where I really feel so graciously about this after finishing these 3 episodes, and I think a lot of you guys are probably going to feel the exact same way after you just finished them as well. And, you know, when we look at this all, and we see how the first episode started with him taking out those 2 guys and what that led into him being on the run as these blue men, that's what I'm going to call them, the blue men, hunting down Andor, trying to find out who is this guy who killed him. You know, there's that one who's trying to just like, why are we trying to do this? Just push him aside, do whatever. They probably were just messing around. Then we have this more loyal, younger version who's like, no, we need to take this out. And that clearly is going to tie into a lot of different elements that are happening inside the rest of this series. And those are some of the elements that I really look forward to seeing how they are able to develop those and create such an atmosphere. And the build-up between, you know, that one girl and Andor's relationship and that girl and that other guy. I'm really bad with names so far in this series besides Andor himself. But the despair in this. That is one of the key things in here. You know, I've seen everything that is Star Wars canon. I haven't read everything, but I've watched everything. Live action, cartoon, whatever it is. And when it comes down to Rogue One, I don't particularly love Rogue One. I love a lot of elements to it. This series is making me respect Rogue One a little bit more. Because in a sense what this series is while yes, it is an origin story to Cassian Andor, it is a story about the people during this time as well. And Rogue One kind of filled that hole as well, you know, about these people who kind of joined the rebellion to stop the Empire and, you know, get the plans for the Death Star. This is the more deeper, minute element of it all. And we see that because Andor was just a normal civilian. And the people who he has touched their lives in just this town, you see them hitting the bells in that 3rd episode, kind of just warning and bringing that cautious to the world in that area. Stellan Skarsgård is absolutely phenomenal in episode 3, just his build up into these roles and the way that they're actually really emphasizing his character and everything that happens once they're in that warehouse, and it's just all culminating. You have this person moving here, you have this person moving here, you have the blue people moving in. It all builds off the first 2 episodes, which do an amazing job of, you know, establishing Andor as a kid and seeing how he ended up here with his adoptive parents, which we also see spliced into this 3rd episode. And I thought that was actually one of the most tale-telling things of it all, because first 2 episodes I was sitting there, I was like, I'm not really feeling these flashbacks. What is the point? The point really hit home in the 3rd episode, just in the way that they really were to edit every single element, the way that they use the camera angles. And this is one thing that I've really appreciated in here, is that yes, while this is a Star Wars series and it has Star Wars isms to it, the main priority, you can clearly tell, was to tell a good character story, to tell a good story also just in general. And building off a good character study, as well as a good character story, and just the story itself, can really lead to elements like this, and the ferocious ending that this builds about. The charges going off, Stellan taking Andor, them racing off on the speeder bike, this person getting hurt, that person getting hurt. all leading into the ending of this, where it just, even the one main blue guy, the blue suit dude, that just feels, you know, defeated. And all in his face, the mannerisms are perfection. But I love that. And I love this series. And I'm really, really, really loving this series, in fact. I think this is one of the best things that Star Wars has done in quite a while. Believe the hype for what it is. This is something different, and I think a lot of you guys are going to feel that in these first 3 episodes. But thank you so much again for watching this. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Comment down below your guys' thoughts. We'll have an episode 4 review up later next week, of course, when the episode drops. So make sure to look forward to that. But of course, until next time, stay classy, and may the Force be with us all.